Hello, this is Jenny from Seasons Change, and I am a wife, mom, and retired teacher. And on this channel, we talk about relevant issues such as retirement, making money in retirement, maybe having an extra job. We talk about women who have done great things later on in life. We talk about loss and grief, which most of us have been through by this age. And we talk about children who are grown that may not make decisions we agree with, and just so on. And today we are going to talk about women who have done amazing things later in life. So I'm going to be talking about maybe a few women who in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond have done amazing things to contribute to society, and they are leaving incredible legacies, and they're from all different walks of life, which make it even greater. And so the first one is Judith Boyd. She was a psychiatric nurse for her whole career, and today she is a blogger of fashion. She always loved fashion, and it's called Style Chrome. Her Instagram, she has about 60,000 followers, and she is fabulous. Always loved fashion, and has tens of thousands of women who follow her to feel really comfortable in their skin and know it's okay to have just different types of style. The second one we will be talking about is, her name is Wendy Ida, and she was a victim of extreme domestic violence, and she lived on the East Coast, and once she had almost died from her domestic violence, she moved her and her two small children across the states to California, and she realized, wow, there's a lot of people that are very physically active here, and so she began to become very physically active. She lost over 80 pounds. At 57 years old, she was in her first bodybuilding champion camp, and she won at 57 for the first time. And now at 68 years old, she still competes. She's the best-selling author. She's a life coach, a TV host, and so on. She has done her greatest achievements after the age of 60. And so the third one I want to talk about is Diana Nyad. You might have seen a movie that was made on her life recently. But at 30, she held the world record for being able to swim the fastest in 102-mile swim. So from the Bahamas to Florida. So she had already held a record, but stopped for a while. And then Diana decided when she was 64 years old that she was going to train to go 110 miles from Havana to Key West. And she did it. And just blew everybody out of the water, excuse the pun. But now at 71, she travels. She's a world speaker at 71 years old, on her game. Another woman who I have followed for some time, her name is Masako Wakamiya, and I hope I'm saying that right, excuse me if I'm not. But when she was young, she used an hibiscus for math, and that was what they had back then. But she started using her first computer at 60 years old. And then she developed a computer app at the ripe old age of 82 years old, because she thought there's no apps for people my age and no game apps for people my age. And so she created apps. And she taught herself, it's all self-taught, she taught herself writing code and etc. Amazing. And then there is another person, woman that I would like to bring to the forefront. Her name is Retna Jahar. And she was born in India in the grips of poverty, and her parents had 3 daughters, and she was the 4th daughter born. And what happened is, in some other countries and cultures, we all know that boys are esteemed higher. And so her parents already had 3 girls. They did not want a 4th girl for sure. And so her parents tried to starve her so she wouldn't make it. By the time she was 15 years old, she was married off in an arranged marriage, and months later, her husband became super, super sick, and she found out that he was HIV positive, which he had never told anybody. A few months later after that, she had a beautiful son that was born, found out he was HIV positive, and also she was HIV positive. And so after her husband passed, she took her new baby because she was shunned from her village. They threw her out because that was like leprosy. Even still today, it is unfortunately in a lot of cultures, and it still has a stigma about it, which is quite sad. She ended up living in a goat shed with her baby, and unfortunately she did lose her son. And so she has spent her whole life ever since then, decades and decades, teaching people about HIV and AIDS, that it should not have a stigma, and that many people back then, most of the time, committed suicide and thought that would be the end of their lives. And so she has taught tens of thousands of people around India how not to look at it as a stigma, but something we need to really address, and how their life is not over at that point, how their life can just be beginning on some levels. So there's so many women that I follow. That was just a few of them. I hope that this interests you, and maybe I'm looking up some other women that have been through so much and that just reach for the stars no matter what their age is. They do not let age stop them, and done a lot of their great work way past 50 years old. And so I just want to thank you for being here, and just remember all these great women that came before us and they'll come after us. And this is Jenny with Seasons Change, as they always do. Thank you. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.